All right. Now we're gonna go live over here. All right, cool. Let's see. We're gonna do that. Oh, here we go. Now we cooking with gas. Now go live right there. All right, man. All right. What's going on? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in to MANversation Mornings. My name is James Bush. I am your MANversationist as well as a licensed professional coach and counselor and and a bunch of states, Tennessee, yada yada yada. Okay, let's get into it. Now, again, these are my MANversation Mornings. And today, Friday, is my favorite one, the MANversation Mailbag, where I get to connect with my audience, you guys. So I get a lot of messages in my DMs about James, what do you think about this? James, what do you think about that? Now I have to put a disclaimer. This is not therapy at all, but just comments from the mind of a man. So let's get to it. I have my guy front and center. He's not a victim, but he says, James, I am reaching out with a heavy heart, seeking advice on a deeply personal matter. I am a man in my late 30s, happily married to a wonderful woman whom I love dearly. However, I have been struggling with erectile dysfunction over the past few months, which has impacted both our physical and emotional connection. Admitting this issue is difficult for me, but I find myself unable to achieve or maintain and during this intimate moments with my wife. This has left me feeling ashamed and concerned about how she might perceive me. Despite attributing it to stress or fatigue, I know it's more than that, and it's affecting our relationship deeply. While I have considered seeking medical help, I am hesitant and embarrassed to discuss such a sensitive topic with a doctor. The fear of judgment and inadequacy holds me back. James, I am lost and unsure of how to address this issue or where to turn for guidance. I desperately want to overcome this hurdle and reconnect with my wife on a deeper level. Any advice or words of wisdom would or you could offer would be greatly appreciated. All right, let's jump into this. Number one, it's great that you actually are seeking out. It's great that you are trying to have the conversation, having this discussion, because this is a serious matter. I'm glad that you're happily married, and I'm glad that things are working well with you and right. You didn't put in how long you've been married, but that's irrelevant right now. Uh, You've been struggling with erectile for over the past few months. One of the first things I would say is that when did you know that you were struggling with this? And immediately, what did you do? Uh, with ED, there are many different opportunities and solutions or forms of treatment that you can utilize. You can have there are medications, there are lifestyle changes, there's therapy, there's devices, there's even surgical areas of it. My point being is there are opportunities for you to address this matter, but it involves you doing the work. And yes, you are right. It will hamper your physical and your emotional connection with your partner. Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, sex is a connection tool. The body secretes oxytocin when sexual intercourse does take place, and it's the bonding hormone. When that is not taking place, guess what? Somebody's not going to be happy too much in that relationship. And for the most part, I've seen somebody, whether it's the male or the female, and when that's not happening, that happens. So you must address this issue. I mean, it's funny because sometimes you'll have individuals they'll say like, "Well, you know, you won't die without having sex," but your marriage could possibly do that. Get my drift? Got you. So you said, man, mesh emotional and physical connection. Let's keep going. Admitting this issue is difficult for me. I mean, a lot of men's battle is to address that their manhood has been compromised in some sort. But guess what? As we are letting go of our egos and our pride and putting those things down, things are happening better for us in this day and age. However, when we continue to keep that machismo up, we only hurt ourselves. Well, not necessarily only ourselves, but we hurt our families as well too, who can benefit from us being vulnerable. And that's where it comes to that word, vulnerability. The ability for you to actually have these discussions. Because as you move down, you says that I am hesitant and embarrassed to discuss such a sensitive topic with a doctor. Now, why? They are trained to help you. They are trained to give you insight and guidance on your physical needs. Again, what did I say before? You have medications, lifestyle changes, therapies, devices, as well as surgical procedures that can potentially help you in this process. And they're also natural home I won't say remedies, but home God, there's a word that escapes me right now, but you get my drift. Yeah, well, no, I'm sorry, not home, but natural possibilities that you can utilize as well too. But you've got to open your mouth. You've got to say something. You've got to do your due diligence. And guess what? I believe that when you are actively making this a important decision to rectify this and see about this, that your wife will also, man, applaud you for that and intensity or that drive. The fear of judgment and inadequacy holds me back. Now, guess what? Who is judging you? A lot of that stuff happens up here. Because a society, if supposedly a man cannot become, then he is not a man, or because he is less than a man. No, 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 no. To believe it or not, brother, there are a lot of gentlemen that are struggling with this issue just like you. The only ones who continue to struggle are those who do nothing about it. That's why we have to be vulnerable, we have to be open, and we have to be willing to seek help. It's just the same concept of you being on a football team and you need help, with a matchup that's coming this week. Maybe you're a wide receiver and you're playing Deion Sanders the very next week. Now, guess what? Deion was a shutdown corner. He's a bad boy. So you need, your wide receiver coach. You need other coaches to kind of help you to be your best self when it comes to that matchup. So why wouldn't you ask for help? Why wouldn't you ask for guidance in addressing that matchup? Same concept here. Same concept. Now, lastly, when we've given you all the tools, again, be vulnerable. Go to a therapist. Not only just go to a therapist for yourself, but man, bring your wife with you. Let the therapist, man, help guide you through this whole process, because it can be something that, believe it or not, can actually bring you guys together even more. The connection you have, I'm great. I'm glad you guys have a wonderful marriage. But after this, and after you do the work, and after you find ways to have more of a bond, it's going to be real good for you guys, believe it or not. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, these are my MANversation mornings. Today was the MANversation mailbag. Like, follow, share, and subscribe for additional information on this. I'm definitely glad to have you guys on. Last but not least, if this has offended you in any kind of way, my apologies. I won't say sorry, but not sorry, but I'm just being me. But if you want to go and send it to somebody, you surely can, and they can see my handsome face. You guys have a great day. All right, take care.